When you're choosing a digital piano, one of the primary considerations is going to be whether to opt for weighted or unweighted keys. This weighted versus unweighted decision can significantly impact the player's experience and your skill development. So let's go through the pros and the cons of each one of those types and help you make an informed decision. So first, what is a weighted or an unweighted action? Weighted keys are designed to mimic the feel of an acoustic piano. In an acoustic piano, when you press a key, you're actually lifting a hammer via a complex mechanism. This hammer then strikes the string and it produces the sound. This action requires a certain amount of force as you press it down, and the resistance you feel when pressing that key is what we refer to as the weight. Now, there are different types of weighted key actions. Some are just going to be called fully weighted, some will be semi-weighted, and some might be hybrid or full acoustic actions contained within digital pianos. Semi-weighted keys offer sort of a balance between that feel of weighted and unweighted, whereas a fully weighted or a hybrid tries to mimic as closely as possible the weighting of an acoustic piano. In the case of a hybrid, it isn't just the weight, but also the inertia and the whole sense of motion that is attempting to be duplicated. Unweighted keys, also known as maybe synth action keys or spring-loaded keys, are lighter and require a lot less force to play. They're very common in electronic keyboards and synthesizers. These keys return to their resting position more quickly and allow for faster playing. Unweighted keys do not have the additional mechanical parts or the simulations that weighted keys do, and as a result, they offer a lot less resistance when pressed. This can make them easier to play, especially for beginners or certain styles of music that require rapid key presses. Weighted keys are ideal for those who want an experience as similar as possible to playing an acoustic piano. They provide tactile feedback, allowing for more expressive playing, as the force applied to the key affects the sound's volume and tone. This can help develop finger strength and technique, which is crucial for those advanced pieces. However, weighted keys can also be sometimes challenging for beginners, as they just aren't used to that level of force. They're also typically found on higher-end, more expensive keyboards and digital pianos, making them sometimes less accessible from a price standpoint. When it comes to unweighted keys, yes, they're easier to play, and so that can make them a really great choice for beginners who aren't yet necessarily in piano lessons. They're also very common on portable keyboards, making them ideal for musicians on the go. Additionally, unweighted keys are typically less expensive, making them, well, more accessible. However, unweighted keys offer less tactile feedback, which can limit the expressiveness while you're playing them. They also do not help develop the finger strength and technique as much as, well, weighted keys do. So, when do you choose one versus the other? Well, there's a few considerations. Let's start with skill level. Somewhat ironically, unweighted keys tend to be picked by those on both opposite ends of the skill spectrum. Absolute beginners with really no intention to take up formal study often prefer unweighted, since their fingers and arms haven't developed the strength to play weighted keys with any speed or control. On the other end, advanced modern players in pop, gospel, R&B, production, studio work, maybe some other genres I'm not even thinking of, also tend to select unweighted keys, but for totally different reasons. For one, they can deal with the expressiveness through other tools and controls. They value portability at a very high level, and they don't see the point in paying for heavy, expensive mechanisms when they want most of their dollars going towards tech and, say, sound selection. However, if your goal is to learn a piano as a solo instrument at a medium or high level, particularly if you're going to take formal training, weighted keys is really your only choice. The next consideration would be your musical goals. If you are aspiring to play classical music or jazz, where dynamics and expressiveness are really important, weighted keys are really the only way to go. However, if you're more interested in playing some more modern genres, electronic music, or synthesizer-based music, unweighted keys might be perfectly suitable. They can facilitate faster playing and are common in keyboards with a wide range of sounds and effects, and that can be beneficial for those styles of music. Next would be portability. I've already mentioned this several times, but if you're a musician on the go, losing the weighted key action dramatically reduces the weight of the overall keyboard by sometimes 10 or 15 pounds. The final consideration, of course, is budget. Unweighted keyboards are cheaper. There's no doubt about it. The weighted mechanism is often the most expensive component of any digital piano. So if any of those other considerations left you on the fence, if it's down to budget, for sure you're going to be able to get a much lower price point with similar levels of sound production and technology if you lose that weighted mechanism. So to wrap this discussion up, the decision should actually be pretty obvious once you go through that checklist of considerations. Skill level, what your musical goals are, and the importance of cost and portability. Assess which factors are priority for you, and then find an instrument that you love the sound of, which is a whole other world. But at least you'll have the action question figured out. Thank you so much for checking out the video. We really hope that this has helped in your search for a digital piano, and most importantly, of course, figuring out what type of action might be the best fit for you. My name is Stu Harrison. This has been Miriam Pianos on YouTube. Please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell, and I hope to see you back for more videos in the future. Take care.